So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of y'all watching this show for the first time, we like to give an expensive take for a cheap price. A take in all of sports that we get to rant about right now, and go off and get a response. It could be in any sport. And I would love to throw this mic up for whoever wants to get us there first.
Yeah, guys.
I'll go ahead, Zach.
Zay, you want it? All you, if you do.
No, go ahead. I'll wait.
All right. I'll go to the NFL here, guys, and here's my take for 99. I think for the first time, first of all, something I appreciate is all of us are relatively close to the same age. All of us started watching the NFL around the same time. So there aren't really a lot of things that one of us have seen that the other hasn't. So when we bring up specific examples of history, most of the time we're going to know what the other person is talking about. And that's something I really love doing this show with you guys. So here's my take. I think for the first time in my years and our years watching the NFL, this upcoming season, the AFC South is going to be the most intriguing division in the NFL. And I think this division is wide open, and I'm super curious to see how it goes. Of course, you have the Houston Texans. They're going to be the team of the offseason that already everyone is hyping up. C.J Stroud had a phenomenal rookie year, an all-time rookie year, maybe the best year we've seen ever from a rookie quarterback. They bring in Joe Mixon. They bring in Stephon Diggs. They have a great coach in D'Amico Ryans. Houston is legit. They're going to be a very popular team going into next season. Then you have the Indianapolis Colts, a team I'm very high on. I love what Shane Steichen did in his first year, getting the absolute most out of that team. And they were really just a couple plays away from winning that AFC South division. And that was without their young stud quarterback, Anthony Richardson, who I think as long as he stays healthy, he's in for a possible second-year quarterback leap. You have Jonathan Taylor. They just paid DeForest Buckner. Maybe they drafted Brock Bowers. I think that would be a great fit. The Colts are a very intriguing team to me. Then you have the Jacksonville Jaguars. It wasn't that long ago that we pegged Jacksonville as one of the teams with the brightest futures in the NFL, drafting Trevor Lawrence, bringing in Doug Peterson. They had that epic playoff comeback against the Los Angeles Chargers, and last year was a massive disappointment. They fell short. They missed the playoffs, and I do think overall their offseason has been pretty good. They paid Josh Allen. They bring in Ryan Nielsen as their new defensive coordinator. I think that unit would be much improved, and this is a huge year for Trevor Lawrence. You know, up to this point, he hasn't really been the guy that a lot of people expected him to be coming out of Clemson, but he's had some good moments. And I think with Doug Peterson, he's extremely capable. ETN, I expect him to have another monster year. I think Jacksonville should be right in that conversation. And then even a team like Tennessee, even though they have a first-year head coach, this team made some massive moves this offseason. They brought in Calvin Ridley, gave him big money. Last offseason, they paid DeAndre Hopkins, gave him big money. They brought in Tony Pollard from the Cowboys, gave him big money. Oh, not to mention they traded for one of the best corners in the league in L'Jarius Sneed, gave him big money. And they have a young quarterback in Will Levis who had some good moments last year. He showed some nice flashes. So I never remember this being the case, but I think the AFC South is the most intriguing division in the NFL going into next year, and we're going to be talking a ton about it.
Yeah, I'll respond to that, and then Zay, you could bring us home with your take. I think the AFC South, that's a good take, by the way. I think the AFC South is a very complex but polarizing but interesting but semi-good division it could be. And I think the X factor here is AR-15. You know, a lot of people talk about the quarterback class of last year, and C.J Stroud, he boomed. Clearly one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Obviously, when we do our quarterback rankings, I'm pretty sure he's going to be high, right? But AR-15 is a guy that went under the radar. He was supposed to be better than C.J Stroud. A lot of people said so, right? But guess what? He got hurt. We kind of forgot about him. It's a what have you done for me lately type of society. We don't see you, we forget about you. Don't sleep on AR-15 and the Colts and AR-15 and JT. You just can't sleep on that. That's a lethal group on paper, and once we get them on the field, I think they can stress defenders on every single level. And obviously AR-15 with his arm. But I think the AFC South is going to be a very good division. You know, you got young quarterbacks, Will Levis, CJ, you know, AR-15. They all showed promise to some extent, and they all got talent to some extent. And then you get in the guy that was supposed to be the generational prospect. Oh, he's the next big thing. The next coming of Jesus, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. We haven't seen that yet. Will next year be the year we see that? We'll see. I like the take.
Yeah, I thought it was a great take as well. I don't really have any comment besides it was a great take, and I can't wait to see the upcoming views of what this AFC South will be. Also, what the AFC North will be, because that's another conversation that I can't wait to talk about down the line. Can I go with my take for 99?
Go ahead. The mic is yours.
So my take for 99 cents is the Giants were smart to not trade for Justin Fields. There was a report today that said that the Giants declined to reach out to the Chicago Bears in order to trade for Justin Fields because they view him and Daniel Jones as the same caliber of quarterback. And some can make the argument that, yeah, you're probably right. They both are run-first quarterbacks. Both do have tendencies to overthrow and not be accurate with their arms. But we saw a little bit more success with Daniel Jones in terms of him getting to a playoff and beating a team on the road. Two pretty big accomplishments, especially in New York sports. I'm not saying that Daniel Jones is the better quarterback. I'm just saying in terms of caliber, in terms of what they've shown us, you can make the argument that Justin Fields and Daniel Jones are in the same realm. You know, why overpay for a quarterback when you have Daniel Jones? You know, is Daniel Jones the answer to the quarterback? Is he the franchise quarterback? I don't think so. But the argument is out there that Justin Fields may not be a franchise quarterback either. So why overpay for one? I think the Giants made a great decision on not going after Justin Fields, despite my personal belief that he could be something someday. I just don't think he was that person for the Giants. So my take for 99 cents is the Giants were smart to stay away from Justin Fields.
Zach, I'll let you respond first.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one, Zay. And I'm fascinated by Justin Fields' perception around the league. I feel like there's some coaches and some executives that think he could be a legit player as long as he's in a good situation. Others, the total opposite. And I just think the Giants are in such a weird spot because they pay Daniel Jones, and we kind of all look back on it and say that's probably not going to end up being the right decision. I think if Justin Fields would have came to New York, probably instead of Drew Lock, he probably would be in a similar situation as he is in Pittsburgh right now, starting the year as the backup. But I do think that he has a better chance of getting on the field in Pittsburgh. You know, I'm not really the highest on Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh. I'm not really confident that it's going to work there. I think Fields is going to have an opportunity this year to get onto the field. I don't know if I would say that in New York. You know, I saw that press conference of Daniel Jones yesterday. He said, you know, he's feeling better. He expects to be ready to go by week one.
His eyes?
Yeah, those Adam Gase eyes kind of store right through me. I think the Giants need to draft a quarterback. Lil and I hit on this last week on the show. I think Brian Daboll, especially with these Bill Belichick reports coming out, he needs to show ownership a reason why they should keep him going into next season. And I know that might sound crazy considering this guy won a playoff game in his first year. That wasn't that long ago. But at the same time, I don't think the Giants are going to be that good this year. They're not going to win a ton of games. So that would be 2 disappointing years in a row. And Brian Daboll needs to show them, I'm still the right guy for this job. I'm still the guy that won a playoff game my first year. And I think drafting a quarterback would be the right move, showing ownership. Okay, this is the guy I'm developing. I still don't really understand why they let Saquon Barkley go. I think when you want to build success around your quarterback, like that would be the first place I would have went to. And again, I think Bill Belichick is going to be heavily interested in coming to New York to possibly steal Daboll's job.
A lemonade, all right. That's the eyes that Daniel Jones, you know, that Chick-fil-A meme that's going around on TikTok. A lemonade, all right. Look, man, I agree with Zay's take. I don't think the Giants should have made that move for financial reasons, primarily. You know, the goal is to reset the quarterback clock, not to further that. You know, picking up the 50 option when you're already picked up, well, not picked up, but you paid Daniel Jones and then picking up the 50 option financially doesn't make sense. The goal is to reset the quarterback clock. That's every team's goal, is to build a team, a contending team, if you can, around a quarterback on his rookie deal. And the fact that they have a high pick, they can get a Drake May, they could get they may not get Drake May, or they may, it depends on what New England do, but they can probably get a guy, JJ or something like that, or, and this is going to segue to my take, or Marvin Harrison. And that's where I'm going. I'm going right into my take since I'm already here. All right. Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay. I'm pretty sure we know the draft is coming up. Is the best player in the 2024 draft. Okay. And C.J. Stroud, he made me go here because he has some comments. His advice to the NFL: don't be dumb. And he's absolutely correct. Now I know C.J. Stroud, and it ties into Justin Fields again. I know C.J. Stroud has been on the politicking tour for Justin Fields. He actually called him a top 5 quarterback in the league. Clearly not. We know that. But that's Ohio State love. We went to the same school love, okay? But that's not the case here, even though they went to the same school. Marvin Harrison is a certified stud. He went to the school of certified stud, even though that don't make no sense. Certified stud university. He is him, okay? His technique, his instincts could get defenders out of their leverage, okay? His body control is second to none. It's paramount. His route running ability, his footwork, which makes him an elite route runner, okay? You're going to get that as a quarterback. You want that as a quarterback, not Dak as a quarterback, that as a quarterback. Wordplay is on fire today, with all due respect. The Chargers, okay? The Cardinals, don't be dumb, okay? Don't be dumb. Like C.J. Stroud is saying, don't be dumb. Okay, I understand he's a little bit Hollywood. Marvin Harrison didn't show up to the pro day. Okay, didn't work out at the scouting combine. But don't be dumb if you're the Cardinals. Take that man. Okay, yeah, you may get an offer to trade down. Take the best player in the draft, Marvin Harrison. Chargers, same thing. Don't be dumb. Don't outsmart yourself. Take the best player available in the draft, Marvin Harrison. Okay, if you're the Bears and Marvin Harrison falls to you like money falling from the sky, you take that guy. Don't outsmart yourself. I saw a report before I got on the air that they were thinking about taking a tight end, another tight end. Really? When you got Gerald Everett and the kid he's a stud in the making. Cole Kmet. Stud in the making. Why are you taking a tight end for with that high of a pick? Are you out of your minds? Okay. The other wide receiver from LSU, I'm hearing, is either those two guys. No. Don't outsmart yourself. Don't be dumb. Take the best player in the draft. And that's my take for 99 cents. I understand Caleb Williams. A lot of people think he's the best player in the draft. I think he's the best quarterback in the draft. Certain things he can do reminds me of Aaron Rodgers. A lot of people compare him to Patrick Mahomes. I think Aaron Rodgers is the better comparison. But folks, let's not outsmart ourselves. The best player in the draft is a wide receiver, and that's Marvin Harrison.
Zay, right. Any thoughts?
Listen, I've been talking about Caleb Williams for quite some time now. I'm not sold that he's the best player in college. He was the best player coming out of college. I think there's a lot of things to be said, and I think Marvin Harrison Jr. should be the smart pick for the Cardinals. The only question is Kyler Murray staying in Arizona? Is that the quarterback for the future? Because if he's not your for sure quarterback for the future, is drafting Marvin Harrison Jr. the right answer? And that's a question that needs to be answered within Arizona, because from the fans' perspective, absolutely. Draft Marvin Harrison Jr., give Kyler Murray a number one option, and progress with your offense as well as keep building your defense. But if Kyler Murray isn't your answer, and you don't know who your quarterback's going to be for the future, drafting a receiver is not it.
I mean, like, Cardinals, take that man. The Patriots, right? I understand quarterback is a need. Don't get me wrong. But you think about the one bad draft pick, and there's many, but the one bad draft pick taking N'Keal Harry over DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuel, AJ Brown. Drafting Marvin Harrison would erase that memory. Okay, the Giants, you had once a memory of Odell Beckham Jr. being one of the best wide receivers in the league. He had that famous 3-finger catch against the Cowboys, right? And you haven't had a guy since. Drafting Marvin Harrison would wipe that memory like it's a brain trick. Okay, just completely wiped it out of the face of the universe. This guy's that good. I was watching film of this guy over the weekend. This dude's a certified stud. He's the best player in the draft. But Zach, I'll leave it with you.
Well, man, I'm just going to run a question by you, and I asked you the same question last week. Like I said on the show, it was last week. Like, I think the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl window, not for the rest of Josh Allen's career, but right now it's shut. I think they need to make a change at coach. I think this roster needs major work. Like, would you give up 2 first-round picks to try to go up and get them if you're the Buffalo Bills? Because that's the only move I would think if they are serious about winning a Super Bowl this year or in the next 2 or 3 years for that matter. That would be the move to do it, is pulling off of Falcons for Julio Jones and trading up to try and go get this guy. Or are those days over, giving up 2 first-round picks for a non-quarterback.
In the words of Sean McVay, F the picks. They got to adopt that F the picks mentality because their window is closing. Go chase that championship, bro. Get you Marvin Harrison.